Rong Ci had once doted on Feng Tinglin's child for Feng Tingshen's sake, never letting the kid's disrespect bother her, but now that she and Feng Tingshen were getting divorced, she refused to keep bending over backward for him, so she turned Feng Tinglin down directly. Sorry, Sister Tinglin, I'm busy tomorrow. She was going back to her career, and from now on, her time would belong to her own work. Once the divorce was final, she wanted nothing more to do with Feng Tingshen or Feng Tinglin. She wasn't going to waste another second on them. Feng Tinglin couldn't believe Rong Ci had refused her after all. In the past, Rong Ci had swallowed her pride time and again to please the Feng family, all for Feng Tingshen, but she didn't overthink it. Rong Ci had never said no to her before. If she claimed to be busy, she must be busy. Why else would she pass up a chance to stay on her good side? Still, Feng Tinglin was annoyed. Tingshen and Xinxin aren't even here. What important business could you possibly have? Rong Ci laughed bitterly to herself. For years, she'd abandoned her own identity, centering her entire life on Feng Tingshen and their daughter. Hearing Feng Tinglin say that now, she couldn't even blame her, but that would all change. She was about to speak when several people walked over. Miss Feng, they'd clearly come for Feng Tinglin. They glanced at Rong Ci and asked, Miss Feng, who is this? Feng Tinglin didn't say she was her sister-in-law. She just said coldly, a friend. Oh, a friend. They were all at the university for the anniversary celebration. People of high status, when they saw Feng Tinglin with someone, they'd assumed it was someone important. Now, seeing how coldly she treated Rong Ci, most ignored her except for a few who stared at her beautiful face and long, fair legs. They flocked around Feng Tinglin and left quickly. Once Feng Tinglin refusing to acknowledge her as family would have hurt Rong Ci deeply, but now she didn't care. After Feng Tinglin left, she picked up her bag and walked away. Later that night, around 10 o'clock, Feng Tingshen and Feng Jinxin landed at the airport on time. They didn't get home until nearly midnight. Jinxin had fallen asleep before they even arrived. Feng Tingshen carried her upstairs. As he passed the master bedroom, he noticed the door was open, but the room was pitch black. He put Jinxin to bed, then went back to the master bedroom and turned on a dim light. His eyes fell on the bed. Empty. Rong Ci wasn't there. Just then, the butler brought his luggage upstairs. Feng Tingshen loosened his tie and asked, where is she? Madam left on a business trip, sir. He'd been out half a month earlier. When she packed her things and left, the servants said she'd taken a suitcase and gone away for work. It was strange. Rong Ci rarely traveled for work, and when she did, she was only gone 2 or 3 days. This time, she'd been gone for half a month. Feng Tingshen just hummed in acknowledgement and didn't ask anything else.